You're a student of politics. Tell us your view of the branding aspects of the current election situation.
The branding aspects for me are fascinating. First of all, where else do you get a chance to have a master class in branding every 4 years? Where it's a zero-sum game, you either win or you lose, you go home empty. Where consumers have a limited resource, in this case it's not dollars, but it's votes. Donors have a possibly unlimited resource, which is dollars. All the changes, all the things going on. And I could argue, and if you give me the time, I would do it happily. I could argue that ultimately it's not about issues. The proof I use that is when Obama won his first presidency, he got 67% of first-time voters. You cannot convince me that first-time voters are savvy political minds and that are reading and know all about it. But I believe the 3 words he used, "Yes, we can," was probably the 3rd best ad line ever written. Yes is positive, we is inclusive, and can is aspirational. And people stepped up to the plate. And not taking sides here, there, or in the current election, I think what you're watching is an absolute battle of branding sophistication and branding messaging. So on the one hand, you have one candidate who has created a whole new ballgame for how this is done, right? But everything he's done, Donald Trump, of course, everything he's done is all about them. He knows who his audience is. He knows what they respond to, whether you like it or dislike it, irrelevant to this conversation. He is a master at getting the people he needs to pay attention. The big questions, as we talked about earlier, that I don't know the answer to, and I haven't seen this written, is A, if the group he's going after, who traditionally are not high incident voters, will they actually have the propensity to go vote, number one? And number two, are there actually enough of them? Because he's not making significant inroads into other audiences, which most politicians do, right? They start with their base and then they move center. When he moves center, he falls from who he is, who his authentic truth is, and what people are responding to. On the other hand, you have someone who has the machine, has, as we've been talking about, all of the function. You can't tell me there's a better political machine than Obama Clinton, right? As far as knowing how to build, using technology, doing all of that. The big mistake I think she made is she created a message that was in response to his message. His message is build a better America, which speaks to his audience. Again, I'm not picking on it, whether it's truthful, whether it's accurate, any of that. But for his audience, who feels like they've been left out, like something happened when they weren't paying attention, and now, where did it all go? He spoke directly to them. Her message, Stronger Together, I don't think there were too many of us who were out here, yeah, we don't like this partisanship, but if we didn't like it, it wouldn't exist. So clearly, we kind of like it, right? But it's a response to that. It's, well, he's trying to break us apart, so we're going to stick together. And we know that leaders never look backwards. They never look behind them. Coke never talks about Pepsi. It's just not done. And so instead of building her own authentic truth, which is considerable, considering her experience, right? Secretary of State, Senator, and she lived in the White House for 8 years, for God's sakes. So you got to say, okay, authentic truth. This job, she really wants it. And in her mind, will make life better for her constituency. You don't hear about that. I think it's a huge mistake. What I would love more than anything is to be hired by the campaign, because I think they're really squandering an incredible opportunity. And I think there's so many things that campaign could be saying in their branding that's not happening because they got rattled and they're playing someone else's game. And you can't do that.